Hello, beauties. It's Shauna L. Francis. Today is October 19th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Ascension Daily Update. We are chugging along here. I believe this is my 40th daily update. Time's flying. I knew it would be. Time's flying by. I hope you're all doing amazing. Spent most of the morning and into the afternoon for an all-day business forum from the Oregon Psilocybin Services folks. So they had put together all these different speakers and different Oregon business related groups, state groups who might help people get started with the new psilocybin law that's going into effect as of next year, January of next year. So much information. Starting a business in Oregon, pretty complicated. If you want to have any employees, so much going on there. Then you add the fact that this is a Schedule I substance that is, against the law federally. And so there's various tax implications for that. But yeah, you're basically, considered trafficking drugs, if you're here in Oregon and you're moving forward here, at least from the perspective of the federal government. I mean, I think it's the same with cannabis. So it is what it is. I'm full steam ahead, but feeling pretty overwhelmed today with all that information and the cost it's going to take, the time it's going to take to get all this set up and moving forward. All we can do is one step at a time. I'm still super excited for it. Anyway, so this came up today. Melchizedek came through today. I did a little bit later channeling. This forum started at 9 a.m. So I think it was like one or two today that I actually got a chance to channel. And it's a pretty long one. There's a lot going on here today. He said, "Good afternoon, Shauna. This is Melchizedek at your service. Thank you, dear one, for making time and space for this connection. We are here with you always, firmly rooted in your field, allowing this acclimation process to continue as we create a shared field between us." So I'm loving this. I'm all in. Bring it on. I said, "Thank you, team. I love having you here. I'm honored and humbled to be working with you like this." And they said the psilocybin project, manufacturing, licensing, facilities, processes, taxes. This will keep you busy, Shauna. So much to learn and assimilate to create this business. They said, "You can do it. We are here to give you some encouragement. Know that you are not working alone, that the entire universe is behind you. We will help you see this through to fruition. I'll take any help I can get. Thank you, team." Also, one of our Army of Light members has a friend who knows all about how to grow medicinal mushrooms. I've met up with him. He is an angel on this planet, and he's so excited and is going to help me get set up. A lot needs to happen before I'm ready for that step, but I'm just thrilled, and thank you guys for, helping me out here and your support. I'm thrilled with this. I'm thrilled with this help. Thrilled. I said, "Thank you. It is a little bit overwhelming. I'd rather just, sit in my yurt or in my house and write books." Is kind of what I said. And they said, "There will be plenty of time for all of it, dear one, for the book, for your personal needs, for the business. Things will begin to flow at a pace that requires less effort. Things will come together more easily, almost dropping into place." I certainly felt this way with this house, with this floating home. Like, it was almost just too easy. I might close as early as tomorrow. I can't imagine that would happen, but they did talk about this. Really, it's supposed to be early next week, but it just came together so beautifully and effortlessly. So that's, I understand that this can happen like that. And they said, "We take this one small step at a time." And I said, I started to get a little rattled here. I said, "Thank you so much, team. Yes, I feel like I should put off the search for the location until the rules are finalized in December." So I start going off to Melchizedek about this. Maybe I should wait until January to actually apply. And all this stuff. And I just felt my energy kind of raise and raise and raise. And then I was feeling all kind of blissed out. And then I just quit talking. So they kind of like cut me off like that. Okay, she's spiraling. And they flooded me with just, just beautiful, subtle energy. And I just, feels good. And when that kind of energy comes into your field, it's hard to keep your mind focused. You just don't want to think. And that's what happened. Just like this, okay, I'm going to go to La La Land here. And they said, let's not overthink it, dear one. Me overthink things? Ha! Ridiculous. Relax and let us carry you. Allow yourself to float along in bliss, where much has already been decided and coordinated. And I was feeling so good at that point. That was really quite beautiful. I was quite in bliss. This is one of my things where I struggle between what does it mean to be in action, working toward a goal, and what does it mean to just be kind of hanging back and allowing things to unfold naturally. I think there's a happy midway point here, a happy medium with it, and I'm still trying to figure out what that is. All right, so at that point, they did some energy work with me, about 25 minutes, 30 minutes worth. So I was in pretty deep trance coming out of that, feeling so much at ease, so much more at ease than when I had started the channeling with these guys. They said, thank you, Shauna. How was that when they finished that up? And I said, that was amazing. I'm just feeling so, again, just at peace and feeling so good. And I said, and I welcome you into my field. I'm excited about this. And they said, thank you so much. We're doing good work together, coordinating at deep levels. This will become more and more important as the days, weeks, and months come. Finding that peace that surpasses all understanding. It's before the mind. This is what we strive for, dear one. The peace that surpasses all understanding, before the mind can engage and try to take control. Okay, so I mean, it's going to take me a little bit of time to understand really what that means for my day-to-day, my moment-to-moment with these guys, how they want to work with me. Finding that peace that surpasses all understanding. I said this, as Buddha sat upon the mountaintop temple, happy, in joy for all the goings-on in the valleys below, in wonder at the magnificence of all of it, comprehending the divine grace of a world so intertwined and connected, and the embracing of all facets of the human experience, from the highs to the lows and everything in between. And they go on here with this, the magnificence of creation and all that source is capable of experiencing, the ability to be here in a body, in the world, but somehow not of it. Knowing the self is much larger, so much more all-encompassing, while at the same time being in reverence for the ability to participate in such a grand experiment, a true test of our resolve and our ability to transcend fear. Connected through field, connected via the heart, to this love frequency that is the basis of everything. And being comfortable here, a gift. Oh my gosh, guys, like here as a collective, as a team of light workers, they're feeling we're ready. We're ready for this level of commitment and understanding and acceptance of being in this role, being in this place. The peace that is beyond the understanding of the mind. It's before the mind can engage and try to take control. I'll have to listen to this channeling a couple of more times. There's so much here to take in. It resonates, but now it's like, how do I'm going to live this now every day. Those of you on this particular ride, as harrowing as the ride may seem at this moment, there will be a sense of loss when you get off the ride. You will wish that you could have stayed on a bit longer. In any of these NDE, near-death experience accounts that you see online, the Jeff Mara podcast being one of them. He had done an interview with me last year. You don't want to necessarily come back. You don't necessarily want to get off this wheel or, not participate in this. People clamor to get back to earth. We want to be here. We've raised our hands to be here at this time. So as harrowing as it is, as tough as it is, there's a part of us beyond the mind that understands the gift that this is to be here, the gift that it is to have these experiences before the mind's comprehension, before the ego, before the intellect, before this 3D thing and the illusion takes over. A part of us really knows and understands that this is a true gift to be here, going through everything that we're going through, as hard as it is. Thus is the thrill of this path, the exhilaration that lingers just beyond the surface of the mind. The playful giddiness at the new discoveries and new experiences, the playfulness that is still within you beyond all the hurt and the feelings of distress, tapping into this. Excuse me. Now you may feel that there is more of an opportunity or an ability to bring your best selves forward. The challenge of the day is tapping into that peace before the mind. The exuberance of a child making new discoveries. So there's a lot to unpack here. It's before we can analyze it, before we can overthink it. This is the theme here, right? It is just this deep sense of knowing and peace that is present below the surface. Being able to bring that forward and be comfortable there. The times we are in are hard and will continue to be hard. And we use this word hard purposefully. Because in my mind, when they said this, I thought, oh boy, they're using the word hard. Do we want to create this kind of a reality, with these word choices? So I was questioning this, and they said, we use this on purpose. And they continued here. Many of you will feel challenged on all levels of your beingness. And we know this, right? We're meeting people all the time. Maybe it's you who are feeling challenged at all levels of your beingness right now. The hardest part of these times is letting go. Letting go of a life, of a way of being, a way of knowing yourself that has been created in the old, denser frequencies. This is what they're saying is the hardest part of this journey, is letting go of the old us that was created in the paradigm of the old, denser frequencies. Today we wipe the slate clean. We clear our fields of the detritus that would continue to cause us to stumble as we walk upon these steps. So cute that they use detritus again. They do have a sense of humor. Even though this is extremely deep and kind of lofty stuff they're talking about, they throw in the word detritus there. I was very tickled by that. Today we wipe the slate clean. We clear our fields of the detritus that would continue to cause us to stumble as we walk forward here on this path. And then they did something which they do in the Paul Selig books all the time. They said, say these words with us if you would like. So either to yourselves or out loud. I always like to say these things out loud. We've got an affirmation from Melchizedek here. Today, I wipe my slate clean so that I may be reborn into this new world with fearlessness, confidence, and radiance. I know who I am in truth. I know what it means to be in service. I have arrived at this place of knowing that surpasses the mind. And this is where I know myself is free. This is where I know myself as awake. And this is where we all come together, united for the greater whole, the greater good, and in celebration of the evolution of this entire plane of existence. Let it be so. Wow. And then they said we're able to conclude unless you had any other questions, Shauna, and I didn't, so we were good to go. Yeah, even repeating that, I feel that in my field. I really kind of feel that anchoring. So yeah, it was a lot today. It was really quite a beautiful transmission. It feels like another pivot point. We'll continue to have these pivot points. Never a dull moment on this path, right? Okay, team. That's it for today. I love each and every one of you. Thanks again for watching, and I shall see you all tomorrow. Mwah.